Won't keep you long. I want to challenge our minds from the book of Psalms 119 in verse number 71. And then we will look at Psalms 23 verse 5 through verse number 6. The psalmist in Psalms chapter 119 and verse number 71, and then look at Psalms 23 verse number 5 through verse number 6. Inasmuch as our little videos are on the internet and it's on YouTube, we always have the critics. We want to talk about you should have more cameras, you should have more audio. So I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to tell you to the audio people who are here, put the address down and send in your money. Amen. See, you haven't heard me at once. I don't care how many YouTube videos you get or you watch and you pull up, you've never seen me beg for money. But I believe if you're going to criticize, put your money where your mouth is. Amen. We have a little poor church, but we're rich spiritually. I wish I could talk to you. We are rich psychologically in the word, but physically, we don't have the money. But it's amazing how people can talk a good game. But if you want to help us launch out into deeper water with more audio and video, then send a check in. Amen. And we will be gladly to give you your receipts and show you what Liberty City is all about. Can you say amen? And so God bless you. We'll leave that to the audio people, and they'll handle that at the end of the services. But that's not the point. The point is the Lord was born in a manger.
Well, come on now. Well, come on now.
That it had nothing to do with his awesome power and what he meant and what he means to all of the world. The Psalms, the 119, verse number 71. He says, "It is good for me that I have been afflicted, that I might learn thy statutes." Now that's a confession that you don't hear from among the saints, because no one likes to be afflicted. Don't talk to me. You have a hard time going to the doctor. And it's like the Lord, if there be any way possible, can we pass this shot or this surgery? But he says, no, this is what we have to do in order to correct the situation. So it's good. Now, can I take my time here? It's good. You see, when we mature, I can look at things that I see differently now.
Yes, sir.
That God made it hard for me in certain intervals of my life because I wanted it my way.
Yes.
And God says, now, in order for me to keep you safe,
Well,
I've got to cut into your dance and overthrow your plans in order that you can see me clearly. It takes a mature but humble mind to be able to say that I'm happy that God got in my mix. I'm happy He did not give me all of my desires, of my prayers. I'm thankful that I had to learn. Tell somebody and say, I had to learn the hard way. Nah, I need some real people. I need some real people. I need to find a face in this audience. Is there somebody here that can testify? If the camera was to go on you right now, I had to learn the hard way in order for God to show me His precepts and His laws and His statutes. You see, when you're self-centered and it's all about you and pride is in the way, God has to do certain things to break us in order to see that you know that you think you are. But I've got to show you how I need your life to be. Why? Because the assignment over your life is not over. And if I let you go down this same road doing your thing, then you're going to self-destruct. And I love you too much for you to kill your crazy self. Yes, sir. And I'm not through with you. It takes a mind that's let me just marinate in this for a minute like a good steak and put some stuff over it. It takes a humble and mature mind to look at your life and say, I'm glad it happened. Amen. I want to take you somewhere, but I know we got people on YouTube and all kind of critics, but I just want to talk to home. Anyone here ever, you just feel like, had I known then, what I know now, perhaps my life wouldn't be where it is. Don't get sad. We're gonna lift up this aircraft to a higher level and leave out of here with praise. But we got a taxi for a minute. Is anyone here that says that what I've come to understand now, even though I can't change the situation, I can see where I went wrong? Is anyone here that can say, you know, it was not all my ex's fault? I lost somebody here. Anybody here that can say, well, you know, I can see why my daughter's mad at me? Come on now. Is anyone here that can just look back over your shoulder and say, I thought I was right then, but I'm wrong now? But God, I say, but God, He has kept me. And therefore, some things I had to learn the hard way in order for His statutes, His laws, His presence to be alive in my life. Don't get sad, because let me tell you something. There are people who have been through what you've been through, but they're not here to give a testimony because they took their life. Talked to a friend of mine as early as this morning getting gas, and we met up at the gas station on my way to service, and he said, man, just pray for me. And he's not a member of the church, we're just good friends, and he knows what I do. And he says, my brother who is dealing with drinking and dealing with this, and he said, man, I was trying to stay with him, trying to help him, and I was over his house just yesterday, and I heard this big boom downstairs, and he said, what in the world? And his poor brother tried to kill himself. Amen. But the straps he used didn't work, and his plans didn't work, and though he was injured, he didn't die, which tells me that God must have something in store for him, because he would not let his plans go through. Now somebody here needs to have a crazy praise because you had some plans too. It may not have been killing yourself, but you had some plans to do certain things that God says, no, that's not going to happen. But you're going to be afflicted by what decision you have made. But I'm going to keep you in, oh God, I'm going to keep you in the situation long enough so that you can see my power and my glory. I don't have time. I don't have a problem telling people I'm glad it happened to me. That's supernatural talk. Everyone thinks supernatural talk is, lightning came outside of my window and I saw angels dancing all across my front lawn. That ain't supernatural. That's some crazy. You probably still have. Amen. A supernatural is when you can get your voice and your spirit to change and say that I can see now where I was wrong, but I'm glad God blocked it in order to keep me here right now. You ought to have a church running around here just crazy in the spirit, because if you and I would have had our way on every decision that we have come to, we would be sitting here even now. It is good for me that I have been afflicted. Well, why? See, the problem is that don't get afflicted without a testimony.
Come on now. Come on now. Yeah.
See, some people have gotten wounded and don't know why. Some have been hurt, but they don't know why they're hurting. And many of us have caused the pain.
Yes.
Now our theology is off with God because we're trying to figure out, well, if I'm walking with God, why did this happen to me? Well, you can walk with God all day, but it doesn't mean your desire was correct.
Come on. That's it.
It doesn't mean your motive was correct. And because God's thoughts are higher than the heavens, he says, I saw what you didn't even come into your mind with what I saw, so I stopped it. And I afflicted you for it without killing you.
Yes.
In order that you can see me like you've never seen me before. Turn to somebody and say, I'm glad he made it hard. Amen. Let's go on and have church and let you go.
Yes.
I can't go to Psalms 23 without reading Psalms 119. So go to Psalms 23, a very familiar passage of scripture, and we're going to let you go home on this. We're going to praise God all the way out the door.
Amen.
Psalms 23.
Yes, sir.
Amen. Verse 5.
Amen.
And thou preparest a table. You got to understand something. Even though I've been afflicted, thou preparest a table. Though I have been chastised, thou preparest a table. Went through divorce, but thou preparest a table. Spent some time behind jail bars, but thou preparest a table. House went into foreclosure, but thou preparest a table. Kinfolk walked away from me, and in the process I told a few lies, trying to cover myself. But thou preparest a table before me. Somebody here should get this by now. That God has let your enemy live long enough to see that you're still blessed without his approval. Oh my God, oh my God. Thou preparest the table before me in the presence of my enemies. This is not nothing they have heard over Facebook. They witnessed this. Thou anointest my head with oil, so much oil that my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Somebody ought to give God some shouting praise in here. Turn to your neighbor and smile and say, neighbor, I don't care what you think. He blessed me anyway. Come on now, talk to me. He blessed me. He blessed me anyway. And get this. I'm eating without indigestion. Meaning that I can eat this food without you messing up my stomach or my digestive tract. I want to have church for about 5 or 10 more minutes. Have you ever had something that interrupted your meal and you lost your appetite? Phone call came unexpected and you pushed the plate back. That was the devil interrupting your feast. You ever had someone to tell you something and you started burping spiritually, or you had heartburn on the inside spiritually? I'm going back to an old familiar text and can see it a whole lot different now. That when God blesses his people, he's going to wine and dine you so tough, your stomach is not going to hurt. There's not going to be any indigestion or no heartburn, because people like to laugh at you when you're at the table of success, but you're having struggles in the meantime. But God's going to fix it with you and with me, that he's going to set us up so tough that as we eat and drink, ain't going to be no heartburn with me, even though you can't stand where I am. Can I talk to someone here? There are some of you need to understand something. If you don't have no enemies, you must not be about too much. Because anytime you are living for God, and anytime you are anointed, somebody on your job, somebody in your family, and some crooked, backsliding church person is going to hate you because they don't have what you possess. Anytime you're hated, it shows you must have an anointing over your life that somebody cannot stand. I feel like having church in here right now. Let me tell you something right now. When you are hated, you can't understand why. Maybe it's because God says, I had to do something to you in front of your enemy.
Well, come on now. Come on.
But your enemies thought that was the end.
Right.
And that's why they're gossiping about chapter 3. But they're not in chapter 8, new beginnings. Because they thought my afflicting you was my chastisement, and I'm sending you to hell. He says, no, I'm not sending you to hell, but I'm going to let hell go through you in order that I can bring you to another level of your anointing, of your being anointed and your giftedness. Let me tell you something. People hate on you not because of your hair and the color of your eyes and your skin complexion and what you drive. You have a spirit over you that only God can give and money cannot buy. And that's why even rich people can hate on you, because they don't have the money to purchase what God has given you naturally. Bless me anyway. I said he blessed me anyway. You got to be careful when you are a hater. And especially when you're hating on something or someone that God has blessed. Because when you do that, it brings an indictment. Listen to this. It brings an indictment against God. Someone said, Pastor, what do you mean? Well, see, if I hate on you, knowing God is blessing you, what I'm really saying is, how did they get that in the first place? Actually, I want to be where you are, and I have judged you, saying she should have not have gotten that in the first place. Therefore, you got to be careful when you hate somebody who God is blessing, because the curse will fall back on you. You got to be happy when God is blessing somebody, even when you think they should not be blessed, because God is watching your attitude. Now, the same way you hate on them is the same way other folk gonna hate on you, because none of us deserve to be blessed. Come on, talk to me, someone. None of us deserve God's blessings. None of us deserve God's mercy, but He gives it to us anyway. So if my sister gets a car that I don't have, and yet it's a car I need, ain't no need of me hate on her. I need to be thankful that God gave her grace in order to bless her with something that she needs. And if I keep my attitude right, He'll bless me with that and beyond. Sometimes God will bless your neighbor to watch your attitude before He blesses you. He blessed me anyway.
Yes, Lord.
And I'm closing because everyone here, including me, you got people who are hating on you because they brought judgment into your life. He don't deserve, she don't deserve, but God didn't ask for your opinion.
Not at all.
I will bless them that bless me. We serve a God who will bless whoever He deems to bless. Am I having a little meeting behind it? Has nothing to do with how God is treating me. Oh, He blessed me anyway. Messed up in high school, but He blessed me anyway. At high school, child out of wedlock, but He blessed me anyway. Someone can say I dealt with the judicial system and had to spend a little time, but He blessed me anyway. Lost some money and lost some friends, but He blessed me anyway. He blessed me so tough that He's letting my enemies watch me eat with no indigestion and no heartburn. Because this is what the devil wants you to know. When you don't look like what you've been through, and you're not getting any gas for your blessing, and you didn't push the plate back because some folk don't like you, and you're not getting indigestion and heartburn and stomach cramps because of food poisoning. Your enemy looks at you and they can't stand it, because nothing messes your enemy up like success and a look that God has given you that people can't even comprehend.
Yes, Lord. Hallelujah.
Well, I wish I had a witness.
Thank you.
Sometimes I think y'all just be too quiet. There's too many people up in here to be like,
Amen.
Amen. You, the hours you work, you should have bags under your eyes like somebody bagging groceries. Just You should look twice your age. And God is even keeping your physical body together to show His glory. Some of y'all working hours that people don't know nothing about.
That's right.
Trying to make ends meet because you might not make what your sister make or what your brother make, but you're still making your money. And God is holding you in a way where people can't even look at you to know, I just got in.
Sweet Jesus.
I'm trying to be as critical as I used to be when people come into church late because I don't know everybody's situation.
That's right.
It's amazing that some people can get off work at a certain time and barely can eat, can barely get brush their teeth, and they come right into service. And because we got here before them, we start criticizing. And don't realize what they've been through. He blessed me. Anyway. Tell the haters, let them hate. Because if God be for me, I say God be for me. Who can be against me? Go back to that same familiar passage as I close. And we've heard it so many times. It is so familiar, we really can't say anything. He doesn't prepare a table for you to be cute at. He prepares it for you to eat sumptuously. Without burping and heartburn. Because here's the thing, your enemy don't mind you eating. But if what you're eating seems to be hurting you, he laughs. So God says, I want you to be successful and not let what I put on the table interfere with your life, because every good and perfect gift, it comes down. James, it comes down. God says, I'm not going to give you anything to trip you up. From a man, I said to a man, to a woman. Now that y'all won't have problems, but I can tell you one thing, He's not going to send you nothing that's going to send your soul to hell. God says, if I send it, it's going to be a blessing to you and everyone who is around you. He says, don't stop praying that your enemies will disappear, because oftentimes your enemies let you know how blessed you are. It's one thing to make enemies because you are beside yourself. But it's another thing to have enemies because you're walking with God. And as you walk with God, God says, no, I'm going to let them show you when you least expect it, or you think down of yourself and you don't feel good. I'm going to let your enemies show you you're so blessed you don't even realize it. They're hating on your house, they're hating on your clothes, hating on your car, hating on your position, can't stand how you look, trying to dog you on your performance, trying to give you a bad write-up, trying to mock you over the internet and all this. He said, but if I'm for you, no devil in hell can stop it. So today, this afternoon, we're going to walk out of here, throw our shoulders up at the end and say, He bless me. Let's give God some praise. He blessed me.